we're gonna start in child's pose. So coming onto our mats and just coming down into one of my favorite poses in the whole world, child's pose. Taking a moment just to get grounded, to feel our bodies sinking into the earth. And you can do a wide leg or knees together, whatever is the best for you for your child's pose today. I like to take mine wide-legged, so I put my knees far apart and press my hips back. And then sinking your forehead down to the earth. Maybe you make a pillow with your hands and your forehead is resting on your hands, or maybe it's touching the mat. And then just breathing here, taking a couple deep cleansing breaths in and letting them out with a sigh. Just feeling the stress of the day leaving your body and feeling into your body instead of, into your thinking brain now. So we're coming out of our problem-solving brains, which we're constantly on, and then coming into our body. So can you feel a sense of your body right now? Just maybe even doing a little scan, checking in. Where is the tension right now? Where are you holding tension? Can you release it a bit? Can you breathe into that spot a little bit more? And if not, that's okay too. But even sometimes I find even focusing on a spot that's really tense can help to release it a little bit. Can help to soften that area slightly. So we're going to take our hands over and walk them over to the right side now. So staying in child's pose, but walking your hands slowly over to the right. And so now you're reaching to the right side of the room, or I guess the corner of the room, and feeling that intense stretch all down your left side, coming into your armpit, your hip, and the back of your body, your lower back on the left side. And continuing just to breathe into this left side now. So just taking 2 really long deep breaths here with your hands over to the right. On the inhale, you might feel your belly pushing against your thighs. And then on the exhale, you'll feel your belly drop down as you sink into the ground. One more breath here. And then we can move over to the other side. So now just walking your hands out in front and then slowly over now to the left side. Good. And so now we're stretching through the right side of the body. Feeling this in the back of the body, or the back of the armpit, and in the side, and maybe all the way down to the lower back on the right hand side. And now just breathing into this pose, seeing if you can relax even deeper. So taking another breath in, filling up, and exhaling, then letting go, letting it all out. We'll take one more breath on this side. Inhaling, feeling your belly fill up, pushing you up a little bit, and exhale, relaxing into the earth, letting all of the thoughts go out of your head, feeling into your body. And then coming back, bringing your hands to center now, and just so now in a regular child's pose. Just in this neutral regular child's pose, take one deep breath. And let it all out. Good. And then you You can walk yourself up now. We're gonna get into all fours, just coming up very naturally into all fours. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and making sure that your belly is engaged and it's not just sinking down to the earth. Good. So with your belly engaged now, we're gonna go into some classic cat and cows to warm up the spine and get some movement in the back. So as you inhale, you're looking up, your tail is coming up, and as you exhale, rounding out. Good. Tail tuck, chin tuck. Inhale, opening, looking forward, dropping the belly, and exhaling. Whew. Stretch through, rounding the upper back. So just maybe a couple more like this. At your own pace. Finding a fluid kind of a wave here now. You're waving through the spine. Let's do 3 more to the breath. Just feeling into your body now. Remembering your body. One more. Good, and then coming to neutral. Whenever you're done your last round, coming to neutral, and we're going to take the right foot now and straighten the leg, pushing your right foot back behind you. Hope you can see me. Yep. And then lifting it up and taking it over to the left, so on the other side of your foot. Good, and you're gonna feel a really nice stretch in the right side. And then I want you to take your head, turn your head and kind of look back. Try to look back at your right foot, and you'll get this really intense stretch in your waist and hip. Just a couple breaths here. It's pretty intense for me. One more breath. Good, and then let go of that. And just shake it out a little bit, just wiggle around. And then we're gonna do that on the other side. So pushing your left foot back now, straightening that left leg, yep. And then pick it up and take it over to the right on the other side. It might even come off your mat. It could very well come off your mat. And then to intensify that, you're going to look back at your left foot. And so you're feeling this delicious stretch in the left side now. 2 more breaths here. One more. Good, and then bringing that foot back and the knee back. Let's walk the hands out and just go into a puppy pose for a second, just to release the lower back, release any tension that collected in the shoulders. So pressing your chest down to the floor, straightening your hands out, your arms out in front of you, feeling that awesome stretch in your chest and noticing the opening in your armpits. And then walking back up into all fours again. You can sit back on your heels just for a second, because sometimes I feel like that forward pose is a lot to stay in for a while. Just opening up your chest, maybe a couple shoulder rolls back, releasing your neck if any tension accumulated there. Good, and then we can come back onto all fours because we're going to do a balancing pose next. And this is called bird dog. So this is really good to promote good posture and core strength. Just really strengthening for your back body too. So first, let's take the left leg and straighten it behind us. Our hips should still be facing down. to the ground. And then if you want, you can just stay here. This is good already. And if you want to take it to the next level, then you're going to reach your right hand out in front of you towards the front of the room. So you're reaching your right hand to the front of the room while you're pulling your left foot back. And the left foot should be flat, and it should be pushing against the back of the room. Good. So let's switch to the other side now and do that on the other side. So taking the right leg and pressing it back, the heel is pressing towards the back wall. Strong, straight and firm. Good job, you guys. Checking in with your hips. Has your right hip rolled over? It should be facing down to the ground. And then if you want, taking a step further and reaching out your left hand to the front of the room. And what you want to do is you want to try not to accumulate tension in your shoulders. So breathing here, you'll probably feel your bum muscle working quite hard. One more breath here. And then bring the foot and the hand down. Let's sit back on our heels just for a second to regroup. We're going to do that sequence one more time. If it feels okay for you, just check in with your shoulders and your wrists and all the things to make sure that this pose is okay for you. All right, good. So let's come back into all fours now. And then left foot goes back, pushing to the back of the room. Right arm reaches straight forward. Awesome. Oh yeah, you guys look great. Hips are aligned and pointing down to the ground. Excellent. Breathing here and letting go of that. And we'll just move to the other side now. So this is the last one. Right foot pushes back. Nice. And left hand comes forward, reaching forward. Breathing for 2 deep breaths here. As you can tell, this is a really, really strengthening pose as well as a balance pose. One more breath. And let go of that. Good. Okay, let's push back again into a puppy pose. So bringing your hands out a little bit, and then chest comes down to the ground. Oh, yes. Paying attention to the opening of your chest, the opening in your shoulders, in your back. This should feel really good. Awesome. And then let's come up onto all fours. And we're going to adjust my mat. And then we're gonna push back into downward dog. So taking your hands out a little bit in front of you and tucking your toes under. And on the exhale, pushing your bum up to the sky, walking out your calves, moving around in your downward dog, seeing what feels good for you. Yeah, you can hold the stretch on one side and then hold it on the other. Shaking out your head yes and no to make sure there's no tension in your neck. Yeah, awesome. And just feel your back unwinding as your vertebrae get some length in between them. Good. One more breath here. So we'll inhale now, and on the exhale, your right foot is going to come up into the middle of your hands into a low lunge. So drop the back knee down, and we're in a low lunge here. Good. And we're just going to enjoy this low lunge for a couple breaths. It's so simple but so effective, opening up the hips. And you can just breathe here, relax, and enjoy how it feels for your left hip flexor to open up. Right hip is opening up. And then taking your right foot and moving it a little bit, just kind of squiggling it out towards the edge of your mat. We're going to go into lizard pose. So lizard is where our hands are on the inside of our feet. And so this is just getting deeper into the right hip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so you should feel this more in your right hip and groin, the inside of your groin here. And so just breathing here. Feeling that intense opening on the right side of the hip. And then we're gonna just take this into a super easy twist. So stay in lizard, but bring your right hand to your right knee, and then you're just gonna push your chest open to the right. And just that nice simple twist should release your back, your upper back. Yeah, that looks great, you guys. Awesome. And when you're twisting, you can look up to intensify the twist even more. Look up at the ceiling. Good. And then just coming out of your twist a little bit, and we're going to move into a quad stretch now. So staying in the same pose, but now you're going to bend your back leg and then try to reach for it with your right hand. If it doesn't quite reach, that's totally fine. Even just a bend in your back leg can get into the quad. Nice. Yeah, so even just bending it towards your bum should be giving you a really good quad stretch. And if we had, not bands, if we had belts, we could use that to grab onto the foot. All right, so then letting go of that when you're ready. And then we're just gonna take the right foot and we're gonna scooch it now over to the left, coming into pigeon on the right side. So just scooching it over. Okay, well, I'd have to move my foot back quite a bit. So however you can to get into pigeon on the right side. And you can stay up in more of an active pigeon if you want, where your chest is lifted and you're almost in a bit of a back bend, or you can come halfway down with elbows on the ground. You can fold all the way forward into like a super relaxing pigeon where your head comes down to the mat or comes down and rests on your hands. Good. And just relax there as your right glute starts to release. Maybe some emotions come up. The hips hold a lot of emotions, they say. So just breathing into that, the hip, and also feeling your lower back is getting a really substantial release right now too. Enjoying the sensations. If your knee is irritated, then just come on up. But otherwise, relax and enjoy. Remembering to come back into your body, feeling the mat under you, feeling the sensations in your hips, and just noticing your overall body and how it feels. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back out. So lifting up with your hands, good. And then we're gonna get back into downward dog, however that may be. So in 2 steps, I like it in 2 steps. So I go back first to all fours, tuck toes, and then exhale, downward dog. You can walk out your feet here again. Hands should be pressing firmly into the mat. This is what is helping you to lift up. Good. And then let's walk up to the front of the mat. Now on the inhale. And we're gonna halfway lift when you get there. Flat back, good. And then exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming on up, sweeping the arms up, reaching to the sky, dropping the left hand and reaching over with the right, just stretching through the side body.
right side body, good. Then you're just gonna do like a full, like, I don't even know what to call this, but it's like a half circle. So you're gonna come on, reach to the left side, and then down, and all the way around until you're, until you're in it again. Awesome. And then drop the right hand, and now stretching up with the right, with the left. Sorry, I got distracted because you can't see my head in the screen. I realized I need to get a better setup for the yoga classes. All right, breathing here, opening up the side body, and then doing the same half circle. Yeah, all the way around until you come on up again. And releasing that. Good. We're just gonna now go to the other side. So taking your right foot and stepping it back and coming now down into that low lunge on the other side. So dropping the right knee to the ground. Yeah, have a sip of water. Actually, that's a really good idea. Try to stay hydrated. And then breathing into the low lunge on this side now. And just enjoying, so left foot is forward, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. I was wrong, you guys are right. So enjoying the low lunge here, and just, you know, honestly, I'm just not bringing my arms into it because putting your arms into it is quite a bit of work. So just relaxing and feeling the lower body sinking down, right hip flexor opening up. And take another deep breath here. And exhale, sinking down even farther. And then we will walk the foot out to the outside of the mat. Hi, Gardocky. Hi. Can you guys hear him? He's meowing. Okay, so he's teaching the class now. So yeah, now we're going into that lizard pose on the other side. So good, just sinking down and feeling the left hip opening up, as well as the right hip flexor is still getting a good stretch too. Awesome, and just breathing into that. Good. Making sure you're not holding tension in your neck. You can also use blocks too, so that you aren't hunched over, but you're still getting deep into the hip flexor. And you could also come down onto your elbows. Wow, I'm surprised I could actually do that. I'm like, I'm gonna show them this. Then I was like, no, I'm not. All right, so just continuing to open up into the hip here. And then we will do the opening twist to the left. So left hand comes to left knee, and then you're opening up. Yeah, opening up to the left hand side. Awesome. This should feel really good on the upper back. If your neck allows it, you can look up. One side might be very different than the other. For me, it is. And breathe here. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, you can come out of that. And now we're gonna try to do the quad stretch on that side if you like. So bending the back leg. And even here I can feel a pretty intense quad stretch, to be honest with you guys. So if you guys look anything like me, then you can, I know you're getting a really intense stretch. And then if you want, you can try to reach back. Maybe you can even grab your pants. I have my pants here. And breathing into this. Intense. One more breath, and on the exhale, you can release that back leg very slowly. Good, and then squiggling your right foot now over to your left foot to the right side. So we're gonna go and pigeon on the other side. That was a little awkward. In my mind, it was like much more smooth than it actually happened. All right, so taking your pick, yogi's choice in pigeon, and breathing here. And if your head is resting on your hands or on the floor, just feeling the third eye pressing gently against the mat or your hands, relaxing your face, relaxing your forehead, relaxing your jaw, and then sending some breath into that left hip, imagining space in there, imagining blood flow, imagining all the good things happening to your left hip right now. Good. And then when you're ready, just gently push yourself back up and come into all fours before pushing back into downward dog, or just push back from pigeon if you like. And pushing down into downward dog and just releasing your breath. Making sure your shoulders are relaxed. Your arms are strong and straight. And 2 more breaths here. Good, and then coming back down onto your knees and pushing back into another puppy. So great for the back and the arms and the chest. And on your next exhale, coming back up, walking your hands closer to your body. Sitting back on your heels again and rolling your shoulders up, back, and down just to release any tension. Good. And then coming up and standing up at the top of your mat, just very gently and slowly. And maybe you want to take another sip of water. We're just going to go into a little bit of a balancing pose. And this one will be a bit of a twist as well. So grounding down both feet into the earth. And then sinking your left foot down and feeling it like a magnet with the earth. It's like magnetizing to the earth. And then standing up nice and straight and tall. Tailbone is tucked. Core is engaged. You're going to lift your right knee up at a 90-degree angle. And then taking your left hand to your right knee. And so this is a balanced one, I'm warning you. Taking your left hand to your right knee. And then opening up your right hand to reach behind you with your arm. So you're reaching for the back wall. Your gaze is probably going to be to the side of you, to the side wall. The back, probably not the back wall. So pick a spot on the side wall. Good, awesome job, you guys. Excellent. And then on your next exhale, slowly letting go of that pose, lowering the leg, lowering the hand. Awesome. And then we'll try that out on the other side. So grounding down your right foot now. And it's all about setting yourself up at each stage, feeling sturdy and steady. And then when you wiggle and fall out of it, just coming back in. Just like life, right? So putting your right foot down and sticking it to the earth. And then moving your crown up to the sky. So you're like growing super tall. And then move the right knee up and bend it in a 90-degree angle. Yep, exactly. And then taking the right hand. Yep. Oh, yeah, here we go. And reaching to the back of the room. You're probably just looking to the side of you right now. Jackie and Twist are doing their thing. And then just breathing. The breathing will help you to stay in the pose. One more breath. And exhale, letting it go. Nice. Good job on the balancing one, guys. I think balance is so important, especially as we age, and you know, like if we trip and we're about to fall, we need that balance. So I like what you're doing, Diana. Just letting your arms swing back and forth like a, I don't know, washing machine, dryer. Releasing any tension. Yeah, that feels good. Twist is liking that too. All right, awesome. So I just wanted to get in some balancing before we're gonna actually just come back down and do some more relaxation poses before we close out. We have about 7 more minutes.